Welcome, everyone. My name is Lisa Murray, and I am from Holderness, New Hampshire, and I'm one of the 4 founders of the Common Man for Ukraine. And I'll let Jeanette talk a little bit about that organization. But before we get started, I just wanted to remind everyone to turn off their phones, or at least the ringers on their phones, alarms, and all of that. I wanted to let people know also, if you didn't see it, when you came in, there is a beautiful quilt hanging. We have a raffle going for that quilt through the 6 performances of Voices from Ukraine. And you can buy the raffle tickets online or here. I think they're $10 a piece or 3 for $25. And then we'll do a drawing the last week of August, right around August 30th. And it's a beautiful quilt handmade by a group of women in Maltonborough, New Hampshire, who were just struck by the experience of Ukraine and the invasion, and they had been out, marching with their Ukraine flags in their little town, and they said, what else can we do? And they put together this gorgeous quilt. On the back side is the Ukraine flag, and there's a beautiful note stitched into it about them and the name of their group. So check it out if you can. All the proceeds from this event and from the raffle go to Common Man for Ukraine, that you'll hear more about in a minute. And after the show, after the performance is over, we will have a talk back with the performers, who are all from Ukraine. They flew in at the beginning of August. They're between the ages of 16 and 19, and they can answer your questions about the show and about life in Ukraine. And then after that, we don't want you to leave, because if you go right out through this doorway and take a left, there's a little reception where we have cake that's called Kyiv Cake, and it's made in it's made in Kyiv, and it's Kyiv Cake, and it's been flown in from Kyiv, so it's pretty cool. You want to at least have a bite just to experience some Ukrainian food. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Jeanette just to talk a little bit about her organization, and then after that we'll have Susan Matheson, another one of the founders of Common Man for Ukraine, talk about our group. Here you go. Oh, yeah. And the bathrooms are through that doorway, down a few steps, and to your left.
It's important. So I am Jeanette Basavius. I'm first-generation Ukrainian American, and I live in South Burlington, Vermont, originally from Connecticut. And a few of us started a group we call Vermont Stands with Ukraine. And we have a Facebook group. So we have 2 Facebook groups if you're on Facebook, Vermont Stands with Ukraine and Ukrainians of Vermont if you are Ukrainian and you live in Vermont. So you can join one of those groups if you want. You can also talk to me at the reception if you want to get involved. Fundraising, cultural activities, just getting to know each other, Ukrainians and our allies and friends. So thank you everyone for coming to this event tonight. It's really amazing to see this turnout. I'm really looking forward to this amazing performance.
Thank you. Are there any guests tonight from Ukraine or of Ukrainian descent? If you could stand and let us give you some love. I see that Vishivanka in the back. I see it. Thank you for coming. As Lisa said, 4 of us, 4 friends in central New Hampshire, saw the bombs falling in February of 2022 and knew we had to do something, but we didn't know what. But we also knew that there were millions of people in the United States who felt the same way. We needed to do something, but we didn't know what. And it just felt a little, I don't want to just write a check and wonder what happened. And so Alex Ray of the Common Man family of restaurants, how many have been to New Hampshire? Yep, know the Common Man family of restaurants? Fantastic. He said, we need to go to Ukraine and find out what they need and how we can help, which was a preposterous idea. We're just regular old moms and dads, and it was a war zone, but it was also very inspired. We connected with the Rotary clubs in Poland and Ukraine and created a miraculous project. So far, we've raised $4.7 million. We've delivered 4 million pounds of food to children in safe houses and frontline villages. Yeah. We're all volunteers. We've had 750 trucks from our warehouse in Poland, where we store our food, generators, sleeping bags, go into Poland to the farthest reaches to the front line. We've been to, well, we just returned from Zaporozhye about 48 hours ago. Kyiv and Odessa and Mykolaiv, Kherson and Kharkiv, and everywhere in between, Uman, Vinnytsia, for all you Ukrainians, and 750 trucks have returned, and 750 truck drivers have returned safely from the war zone. So we're very proud and grateful for that. I'm going to tell you about the second leg of our program besides the food program, but I also want to say, if you're interested in what we do and how we do it, our all-volunteer network, the only person who's really paid in any of this is the social media guy that made the posters and, got it on TV and all that, because we're all dinosaurs and didn't know how to do that kind of stuff. If you are interested in learning more about us, go to our website, commonmanforukraine.org. We're also happy if we will take meals and food across Ukraine. We will come to your church group or book group and show you video and slides of life in Ukraine and the work we do there, and we'd be happy to talk to your group or with your group. So that brings us to this production. The second leg of our program is we provide trauma counseling retreats to children ages 8 through 12 whose fathers have been killed in the war. We work with the military. We have a very close relationship with the military that allows us expedited border crossings, which is very important for our truck drivers. And they also provide for us the names and locations of children whose fathers have been killed throughout Ukraine. And each month, we deliberately select 30 to 35 children who come from every oblast in Ukraine, so they don't know each other deliberately. We want them to form new and fast friendships. We bring them to Lviv, put them on a bus, take them to the border with Poland, and accompanied by a Ukrainian doctor, a Ukrainian child psychologist, 3 Ukrainian teachers, and 1 male chaperone, they cross into the border, across into Poland, get on our bus, and we take them several hours to a resort area called Zakopane, Poland. If you're looking for your next European vacation, skiing or summer, Zakopane, Poland is the place to go. Amazing, beautiful. Oh, somebody knows it. We rent what you would think of as a ski lodge there that has lots of bedrooms. Kids have roommates, and for 3 weeks, these kids don't hear any bombs. They don't hear any air raid sirens. For some, it's the first time in 3 years. They connect with 30 other kids just like them who are living in a war zone and have the catastrophic loss of their father. We give them group and individual counseling with the Ukrainian child psychologist. And the most important, they run and play in free air. They play soccer, they hike and swim, and remember what it is to be a child living in freedom. And we follow up with these kids. We do before and after assessments, and then we follow up with them in person months after they've been, and to make sure that the program we're delivering is being effective. I'm a widow. I raised 2 kids that were 2 and 6 when their dad died. We can't fix that their dad died. We can't fix that there's a war, but we can give them some tools to prop them up as they face the road ahead. And what we found is those connections they've made with other children, the trauma counseling that we give them, the coping skills that we teach, all are helping. But what we also found out when we do our follow-up visits in the homes of these kids is that the mothers, the widows who are now living in this war zone, trying to figure out how to be a young mom alone, how to be without a husband, how to feed them, how to make decisions about where to live to keep the kids safe and also feel secure and get a decent education, they're feeling a tremendous stress and trauma of their own. And so this week, actually just yesterday, we just concluded our first pilot program for widowed mothers of these children, because we believe in order for the children of Ukraine to be as strong as they need to be to face the future, that they'll need to rebuild Ukraine, we need to help the mothers be the best they can be. So that's what we do. So we talk about ourselves as the 4 co-founders, and we're proud of our work, but we're most proud of the thousands and thousands of donors who make it possible. We're just the faces you see. We've been to Ukraine 13 times. It's a privilege to go there, and when the war is over and Ukraine is free and independent, please go. So at the retreats, one of the exercises we ask the children to do is to raise their voices to the world, to tell the world their story, what it's like to be a kid in Ukraine, what their dreams are, what their hopes are, and tell us what we need to know. And we started gathering these letters, and we suddenly realized we had a treasure trove. And Dr. Trish Lindbergh from Plymouth State University was at the retreat, saw these letters and said, "This is a musical. Please let me make a musical." So she worked with 2 Ukrainian students who were bilingual. She auditioned 3 additional ones to join to make 5, and they've been here since the 1st of August, practicing and rehearsing and interpreting the words of these children and also words of their own. These actors are 16 to 19 years old, and they also contributed substantively to the script. Again, at the end, you'll have a chance to speak with them. You can ask about Common Man for Ukraine, anything you want, about how we do it, how you might get involved, how you can help us. And of course, you're going to go have some cake from? Yes. So with that,
I am Maria Dibrova from the city of Poltava. My father died in a war fighting for Ukraine's freedom on March 29, 2022, in the village of Marienka.
Glory, glory, Ukraine is in our hearts. Glory, glory, Ukraine is in our hearts.
My father died in a war fighting for Ukraine's freedom. His first name is Yevgeny, and his last name is Romanenko. My dad is a hero, and I love him very much. Glory to Ukraine!
Glory to heroes, Ukraine is in our hearts. Glory to heroes, Ukraine is in our hearts.
I am the daughter of a hero of Ukraine who died fighting for my freedom. When will the war stop? Glory to Ukraine!
Glory, glory, Ukraine is in our hearts. Glory, glory, Ukraine is in our hearts. Our heroes go before us to keep us safe and free. Our stories weave together, helping Ukraine is in our hearts. Glory, glory, Ukraine is in our hearts. We're here to share the stories so they will pass to you. Live within your heart and soul, awaken you and you. Help you to better understand what we all know too well. All this war has been about the suffering and the hell. Our hearts are full and open. We promise to be true, to keep the truth alive and well, and share it all with you. Glory, glory, Ukraine is in our hearts. Glory, glory, Ukraine is in our hearts. Glory to our country, Ukraine is in our hearts.
I woke up on February 21st at 5 a.m. to the sound of explosion. At first I thought I was imagining it. Then came the second, the third. I told my mom something is exploding outside. She smiled. Probably just kids playing with firecrackers. But I already knew these were not firecrackers.
It was a warm day. Unusually warm. I was looking at a beautiful sunset. One thing about me is that I'm really in love with sunsets. Colors, shadows, clouds. They're never the same. New day, new sunset. I have always loved sunsets. But this day, something was different. I heard familiar footsteps behind me. Mom, she wrapped her arms around me from behind. So familiar, but different too. I couldn't see her face, but I knew that she was crying, just like I knew that the sunset was different. She died, Taya. That's all she said. And then I knew what was different. She was saving lives, fighting for our freedom, and she gave her life for ours. I was right. The sunset was different. It was hers.
It's hard for me to remember the day when we first knew our dad had died. I want him to come home soon, but I know he can't because now he's in heaven.
I saw my parents trying to hide their fear. My mom told me to pack my things, but she didn't even know what to take herself. My father hugged me and told me everything will be okay. But I could see the worry in his eyes. I wish I could see my dad again and hear his voice.
I had a dream. My friend came back to life. Are you there beyond the veil? Are you there So many tears, so many fears, so many lost at such a cost. Love seeking for all this pain. It's all around us. Endless rain beyond the veil.
Dreaming is hard nowadays. I look outside and I see plenty of young people just like me. We are driven, ambitious, talented, and so smart. But we lack the childlike glimmer to our lives. It feels as though the world had burdened us with too much reality. Too soon.
We carry dreams, but they become calculated, measured, tied to survival. Our goals are shaped by the uncertainty of the future, by the looming shadows of the world crumbling around us. It's no longer just about imagining of what could be, but about navigating the pressure of what already is.
I wonder sometimes, when did we stop dreaming? When did we become so cautious? Maybe it was when we learned that passion alone isn't enough to change the course of history and stop the war. And so many of us have begun to dream within the boundaries of what seems possible, not what we truly desire.
But is it really how it has to be? I want to believe there is still room for wild dreams that defy the limitations imposed upon us. I want to believe that we can reclaim this spark, this childlike glimmer, and dare to dream. Not because the world allows it, but because we choose to.
Perhaps the glimmer isn't gone. It's just hidden beneath the layers of responsibility and expectation. Maybe it's still there, waiting for us to uncover it again, to nurture it back to life.
and waited. Waited for the right time, the right place, the right people. I kept waiting, just like a princess locked up in a tower, waiting for her prince to come and save her from a dragon. But the prince never came. The princess stayed all alone for a long time, waiting. The dragon came to destroy the tower and the whole kingdom. The princess was scared and ran away from the dragon all alone. But after being on the verge of death, she finally realized there is no prince and no one will come. So the princess didn't wait any longer. She acted just like me. After the war took my old life away from me, I've learned to appreciate every moment and every second of what I have. I no longer wait. I act. I build my life just like a princess built her tower. I've learned to enjoy everything around me, to realize my dreams and build my own heavenly castles. And I don't wait any longer, because I really don't know if the evil dragon will come again.
I'm not a child anymore. When I was a kid, all I dreamed about was moving to the capital, going to university, making lots of friends, traveling a lot, being able to walk alone at night. I always heard it was cool, but never tried it. And so on from the list of things that every kid dreams about. But when I was 14, war broke out. I already suffered from anxiety disorders, so war did not improve my health. Traveling was out of the question. Parents of my friends were afraid to let them out of the house as well as mine. And the only thing I could think about was how glad I was that everyone was alive.
I'm very surprised by the thoughts of the world, or rather, the lack of them. How else to explain that so many people are silent about Ukraine and us? If the world spoke, I would be just an average teenager. My parents would not have been afraid to let me go to study in Kyiv. I would not hear the sound of ballistic missiles every morning. I would not read the news about the deaths of Ukrainian soldiers every day. I would not be surprised and afraid of the airplanes in the sky or loud noises. Because now, I don't know how I will listen to fireworks again and not think about the sound of rockets firing.
So yes,
I'm
not a child anymore.
I was forced to grow up.
Childhood, they say. What do I miss the most? With a Swiss family with no drones around, picnics in parks with natural sound, my neighborhoods where friends abound. Wish we could be young again.
Throw me the ball.
The more time goes by, the more people die. What do I miss the most? Not being afraid of a knock at the door, not trying to hide under the floor, not being sad to the depths of my core. That's what I miss the most. Wish we could be young again. I wish I could be young again.
I survived. I survived. I survived. I couldn't believe it, so I kept repeating 1,000 times as my mom drove the car way down the highway at night. I survived. I survived. I survived. The darkness outside the window was pressing down on me. I felt like I was in a glass cube at the bottom of the ocean, and my only fragile shelter was about to be shattered by the pressure of the dark water. I closed my eyes. I listened to my heartbeat to see if I was really alive. Every second I doubted. I wondered if I was dead, if it was what the afterlife looked like. Like an endless dark road that leads nowhere. I wondered if what I saw this morning was true. Maybe it's all just a long nightmare, and at any moment the alarm clock will ring and I would wake up, right? Because what I saw can't be true. It's not true. It's only in movies and TV shows. But I saw it. I've seen streets burn. I've seen streets burn where the kids were walking. I've heard it. I've heard fighter jets flying over my house. I smelled it, the smoke and gunpowder in the air. I remembered it. I remembered being afraid because my only refuge from the bombs falling from the sky was the car that was trying to drive me away from this nightmare. I was distracted by my thought by the sound of braking. We've stopped. The soldiers had stopped our car. My heart froze. I was waiting for the damn alarm clock to go off. My mom opened the car windows. It's ours. They were ours. Our soldiers, our warriors, our savers. They stood in the middle of a dark, endless road and smiled. One of the soldiers came up to me, gave me an apple, and said softly, with a smile, "You're doing well. You're safe." It was a miracle. I was saved. I survived. To this day, I think about this young man, and I think, I survived. But did he?
Whose victory is this? What is the price of all this death, this suffering, shattered lives? What was all of this for?
This war has shown me everything. It has shaped and raised me. It has changed how I see politics, society, and humanity. But we can't just be observers. We must fight for what we have. That's the greatest lesson I have learned for this war. To value and fight for what you love.
You don't wake up to an alarm for school, but to the hurried footsteps of your parents in the apartment. Turns out it's no school today. Hooray, right? Yes. If the reason was not because your country has been attacked and the war has begun.
Your whole family gathered together for safety. You could have been happy about that. Everyone together.
If not for the war.
White nights in a shelter. Sounds of explosions waking you up in the middle of the night. Moving to your grandparents' house, farther from front lines. You could have been happy about that. You haven't seen them in a while. If
not for the war.
Going abroad for studies. It's safer there. You could have been happy about that. Europe, after all.
If not for the war.
No matter where you are, every morning starts with checking the news. Were there new shellings, new bombings? Are all your loved ones still safe?
No matter where you are, you flinch at loud, sudden noises. You keep donating whatever you can. You support your family. And every day you remind the world that war is still going on. No matter where you are, people will tell you that these years are the best years of your life. But it seems like they have forgotten that.
no matter where I am, the war in my country is still going on.
No matter where I am, people in my country are still being murdered.
No matter where I am, my nation is still being targeted for destruction.
No matter where I am, I feel suffocated.
So yes, I could have been appreciating all these years and enjoying everything around me.
If not for the war.
My mother came in and shook me awake. No school today. Everyone gathered at our house trying to get away. Hurried footsteps in the hall. Sounds of explosions, bomb starts to fall. My family gathered close around. I'd have been happy to see them all, if not for the war. Every morning starts the same, forced to play the senseless game. Check the news, everyone alright. Sudden noises, sudden fright. Moved to grandma
hard when you don't know what's going on. I want Ukraine to win the war and my dad to be freed. My dad's call sign is Sam, and his name is Sasha Prokopenko. He is in Russian captivity. My mom is having a really hard time right now, and I help her as much as I can.
My dad died in 2017, in the same year my sister was born. I dream about my mother coming home, because she is a soldier on the front lines too.
Every birthday, my mom makes me a cake. She proudly brings it out to the hall to the guests and lights the candles. The cake may be different from the past. The people at the table change from year to year. The place where we celebrate is always new. But some things remain the same. I always make the same wish. I want us all to be happy. That's my greatest hope. Just to be happy.
It was February 20, 2022, when I came to Kyiv with my good friend Arina for a drama championship. We have known each other for a really long time. That evening we laughed a lot and talked about everything. It was my first time in Kyiv with Arina. And the last one. 4 days later, the full-scale invasion began. I still remember that morning. I woke up and I saw a message in a group chat with my friends that Arina and her family were leaving Kyiv to save their lives. They didn't make it. Her family's cars were shot at by Russian military. Her parents died on the spot, and only 2 sisters survived. Later we learned that 9-year-old Valeria was walking around the neighborhood for several hours looking for help, but no one answered their door. When she approached her father's car, he was already dead. And Arina, who had been wounded in the thigh, was sitting next to him. Later, when the occupiers' tanks arrived, girls were put into different cars. It was the last time they ever saw one another. Younger one was taken to the nearest village and given to the people there, while Arina was taken to Belarus for treatment. It was the last day she was ever seen alive. After that, she disappeared. For 2 long years, the whole of Ukraine was searching for her. The service for the search of missing children was sending requests to Belarus, but answer was always the same. She's not on the territory of Belarus, neither among the living, nor among the dead. On December 6th, news finally broke that Arina had been found. All this time, she was in the morgue in Belarus. Her body was transferred during the exchange. She was only 15 years old, such young and pure soul who must have went through hell before she died. She was buried next to her parents in Uman. I still think about Arina. I still grieve and I still hurt for her family and friends. It's scary to imagine what she went through in her last hours or days of her lives. No one knows. And no one ever will.
I realized how important it is to tell your loved ones that you love them more often than you used to, because you never know what will happen tomorrow.
Tell them that you love them. Tell them that you care. Tell them in the sunshine. Tell them everywhere. Each day is a treasure. Golden as the sun. Don't let minutes slip away before the day is done. fire will she sing. Appreciate the good times, the love you feel inside for all those near and dear to you, those living and those who died. Tell them, tell them, tell them every day. Tell them that you love them before they slip away. Before the war became our life, all was simple then. Now we live in fear and strife when will it ever end? Can you remember how it felt before you lived in fear? Don't allow your heart to melt. Pull your loved ones near and tell them, tell them, tell them every day. Tell them that you love them before they slip away. Tell them, tell them, tell them every night. Tell them that you love them with all your might. Tell them, tell them, tell them.
I used to think that I was a small ant against the whole world, that I'm not capable of changing anything, that no matter how hard I tried, I would never be able to change the world for the better. But in March 2022, I started volunteering at the daycare center for kids displaced by war. They were of all different ages, but they were all wonderful. Each one had his or her own story. Every day we played games, we learned something new, did art, and just filled the day with happiness for each other. And it's not about what I did for these kids. It's about what they did for me. At this moment, I realized that I needed to act. Even if the idea seems unrealistic and stupid, even if it seems that nothing will work, I must move forward. After all, we change the world starting with ourselves.
Ukraine has changed. We have become stronger, more united, and much braver. But at the same time, and the whole
Make it stop. Plain and simple. These are the words of every Ukrainian. Every Ukrainian who wakes up in the morning and checks the news, hoping not to see the destroyed homes of their loved ones.
These are the words of every Ukrainian who wakes up at night from an air raid and runs to hide in the basement.
These are the words of every Ukrainian who is waiting for his or her loved ones to come home from the war.
These are the words of every Ukrainian.
And they must be heard.
Ukraine was, is, and will be. And even though this path will be difficult, the lights will never go out in our beloved country. We will survive because we have each other and we have you.
Glory to Ukraine!
There
Then we shall see eternity stand hand in hand. Reach for the sun, for there is light. Can you see it shining bright? Can you feel it? There is light. Can you be it? Can you see it? Can you feel it? There is light.
It's coming. Okay, great. Dr. Lindberg is a retired professor from Plymouth State University, and she's done a lot of theater artwork all over the world, bringing children and young adults together to discuss and work through societal problems in Gaza, in South Africa, Vietnam, Moscow. She's been all over the world doing this kind of thing, and it was her vision. Every story that you heard here, the words from the children were actually written by children. I think that's a powerful thing, and it lends its, a big nod to Trish and her talent to take all those words and come together and make this beautiful performance. And she'll talk to you, I think, about the special musicians and composers that have helped her. So, Trish Lindberg.
Thank you so much, everybody. I just want to make a huge push for Common Man for Ukraine and the incredible work they do. Every time we do one of these performances, and I listen to the talk before, it sinks in more and more how much they've accomplished and the thousands and thousands of lives that they've impacted. So I just really, let's give them one more big For over 25 years, I have been very blessed to have a wonderful friend. And he has supported so many of my theater projects, I can't even tell you. He's been in my theater projects as an actor. He has just fixed, I remember we were doing Beauty and the Beast. This is a funny story, and this is how this particular person is, and he did it in his business life, and he helped me out a lot. And he came up to me and he said, well, Mrs. Potts is a teapot. She should smoke. And I said, you're right, Alex. Do you think you could figure out how to make Mrs. Potts smoke? And sure enough, the next rehearsal, Mrs. Potts was smoking away. And I owe that to my incredible friend, Alex Ray, right here in the second row over here. Let's give him a hand. And for many, many years, I've been trying to think, what could I do? You know, how can I ever thank this man that's done so much for me? And this labor of love over the past 2 years is my gift to Alex Ray and to the children of Ukraine. So I have been honored to work with these young people. They asked me to talk so they could get a breath, so I'm just going to set up the talk back a little bit for you. We have some seats set up, and we're going to ask our incredible composer, Kenneth Roberts, at the keyboard. He will come up and join. I will sit next to Ken. I just want to make a little plug. That's my husband in the back who's playing guitar for you tonight. He's very patient, very, very patient. We've had lots of people. Our choreographer, I think the choreography is stunning in this piece. And it was done by a woman who's moving back. She's moving back to New Jersey. She's been in Texas. She's been in New York City. And her name is Elizabeth Troxler. And I just want to give a hand to Elizabeth Troxler. Even though she's not with us, she's here in spirit. And Harmony Markey, who helped teach the kids the music. Max, our stage manager over here, who is also running sound. Dimitri in the back, who many of you volunteers have worked with. And yay, Dimitri. And could we have all the volunteers from that? There's a lot of you that helped us put this on. Could you all stand up if you helped with this? Come on, I recognize you helping. Come on, give them a big hand. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's wonderful. So I'm going to invite, I think you guys okay back there? Okay, come on out. I'm going to introduce you to, have the kids tell you their names, okay? And Ken, if you could come up and join, and I'm going to turn the microphone, after I have the kids introduce themselves, I'm going to give the microphone to Susan and Lisa, and they're going to lead the talk back with you, okay? Come on out.
Hello.
Hi,
everybody.
Okay.
In Ukrainian, hello? Добрий день. Добрий день. Добрий день.
Honestly, it's already evening, so it's добрий вечір.
Добрий
which
вечір.
means good evening. But you can always say just hi, which means like just hi, hello.
Greetings.
Greetings. Greetings. Wonderful. Well, would you start us off, Donna, and just tell us a little bit about who you are, and we'll go right down. And
Yeah, sure. So my name is Bogdana. You can call me Dana. I'm from a small city from right of the center of Ukraine, which name is Kropivnitsky. But right now, my family and I will live in Kyiv, and basically I live in Poland because I'm studying in Warsaw.
Hi everyone, my name is Sofia. I'm from a small city near the Ukrainian-Romanian border called Chernivtsi. But right now I live and study in Kyiv, that's the capital of Ukraine. And I'm really happy that you're here.
Hello, my name is Dima. I am from the same city. It calls Chernivtsi. I'm 16 and I'm still studying high school.
Hello. First of all, thank you everybody for coming today. My name is Taya, and I'm from Kharkiv. It's a city near Ukrainian-Russian border. My family lives there right now, and I study in Poland, in Warsaw.
And my name is Tanya. I'm from Poltava. It's a small city of the center of Ukraine. And right now I study in Kyiv with Sofia.
Wonderful.
That's all. And Trish, Ken.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to pass the phone to the phone. I'm going to pass the mic to Ken so he can tell you, because he comes from very far away too.
Can you guess?
Well, not till I've spoken, probably. I come from the UK, so I am from Europe, but I feel a little bit of a fraud because, as I've said to these wonderful young people, I've never had the experience of living under the conditions which they have, and I take my hat off to them. Well, I would if I had one, but I take my metaphorical hat off to them for what they have put up with and what they've done to bring their stories to you. When I was asked to do this, I really didn't know what I was letting myself in for, But I have to say, it's been an incredible experience, and I feel hugely privileged to be here as part of this project.
So, any questions for anyone from the cast, the creatives, Common Man for Ukraine? Yes.
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 No.
Not all of
So we needed to do auditions to find 3 more actors for this project. And we were looking within our friends from universities, and I knew Dana before, and Sofia knew Dima and Tanya. So, and then we met all together in Poland to do visa, and we became friends, and now more like a family, you know, we live together, and we travel together, and eat together, everything together.
Oh,
everything.
yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, she's been to Ukraine.
Yes?
Yeah, we already know.
Well, first of all, we are people. We are not statistics, not just pictures, not just videos on internet or news or Facebook and etc., etc., etc. We are people who have their families, their friends, loved ones, grandparents, children, and we want to live. And we want to live happy, and we want to be free people on our free land of free Ukraine. And we just want everyone to understand that we are just like them. Just people who want to live, who want to see their parents, to see their friends, to see their loved ones, and not worry about bombs falling on our heads from the sky.
Can I say something? So this question is difficult because honestly, people here, they don't really need to care about someone else. Like, before the full-scale invasion, we also really didn't care about like some other countries which had war. And I know that, like, okay, for like Polish people, they are much like closer to us, so that's kind of like their future as well. So they depend on our future. But America is far, far away from us, and they don't really need to care. But if you have soul, if you have mind, and to understand that Ukraine is such a small country who is fighting with the biggest country in the world, and I know, like, I think everyone saw a map and saw the size of Russia and Ukraine compared to it. And the only thing we just, like, why you need to care about it, it's because you want to. You want to support these people. You want to support these children. You want to support these pure souls, which don't have any other way to win this war, other like with support from Europe, from America, from the other people, because we already we use almost all of our strengths, resources, and the only thing we need right now is just support. That's it.
Stand with Ukraine.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Question?
Prior to the war, how did you all feel about the Russian people? Not the president, not the government, not the Kremlin, but just if you'd had any interactions with Russians.
Like, we probably won't answer this question because question is not about Ukraine and Ukrainians and what's happening in our
Yeah,
country.
it's just our feelings, and of course our
Yes,
feelings would not
we
be
can't
the best.
like tell it from the point of view of all Ukrainians.
Yeah, it's
We-
hard for
It's
us.
yeah.
It's just different for
Yes, for
Yeah.
everyone, because I can say my opinion, and it would be like, wait, that's not the end of the answer. I could say my opinion, but they could be very different from the opinion of other person, and it will be like not fair. So we just will tell
It's
anything
been
else.
very important to them not to make this political.
Sorry, it's a good question, but
Yes, yeah.
but yeah, sorry.
You wouldn't know that, but that really struck me. You know, that it's really important to these young people not to make it political, but to make it from the heart.
So sorry.
Sorry.
This is your big chance to hear about Ukraine.
I was wondering, what came first, the lyrics or the music? And how did you get them together?
Well, you know, I've done quite a number of musicals based on writing, children's writing. And this was the only musical that I ever did where I really do feel this musical was inspired because honestly, I was coming home from visiting my daughter on a plane and all of a sudden Beyond the Veil came to me. I don't know why or where, but I started writing it and I wrote Beyond the Veil and I got home and all of a sudden all the songs were just coming to me. And normally I would put the script together first, like I'd read all the writing, find themes, put a script together, leave holes for songs, you know, that I thought, okay, this is the lead into the song. But this time, all within a day and a half, I had the lyrics. They just came. So I really feel this was meant to be. And then the search became, okay, who's going to compose this? Because it's not easy words. You know, they're hard words because of what they say and the depth of them. And I tried to think of somebody that I knew would put the time and energy into it that it deserved. And Ken and I had worked together for many years, way back when, and then we, you know, both just, he's been doing a lot of things in England, and I've been doing things in America. But I thought of him, and I called him, and we are so grateful that he said yes. So the lyrics came first, he received them in the mail, and then take it from there.
Well, then I wrote the music. But I would say one thing. I mean, I wanted to try to give the music a kind of Ukrainian twang, if I possibly could. And so I did do some research on both Ukrainian popular music and folk music. And there are, I must acknowledge, 2 Ukrainian folk songs that I have borrowed for a couple of places in there. And then I discovered a Ukrainian scale, which is a little bit different from the major and minor scales we have over here, and I used them for some of the pieces as well. So that's really how it happened.
I never heard Ukrainian twang before. Did you make that up?
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Burlington, Vermont, by the way.
Thank
you.
you.
Heard that? You have a number of dates. Actually, I discovered tonight's performance, thankfully, because Facebook's algorithm was working. And I actually saw the advertisement for this performance tonight this morning, so I lucked out. I have actually shared this to a group called Ukraine Matters, which is a worldwide organization, and the admins are going to post it on their events page. But I see that you have a number of dates across the U.S. Congratulations on that and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
But also, Ken, you're also from the United Kingdom. Have you performed in the UK, or are you planning perhaps a swing through the UK, or is that?
Oh, that would be fun.
I know that the 5 of you have your studies, and you probably want to get back to your studies at some point. But is that in the card for the troupe?
Well, since you mention it,
I suppose it ought to be considered, didn't it? But there are no plans as at the moment, but it's a very interesting prospect.
Love to have this show go beyond New England.
There's one question here.
Hi, and thank you so much for coming. This was just really a gift. Yes. Thank you so much for coming. This was a tremendous gift to us. I wonder if you have any idea how having been in this experience has changed you, and will it impact what you do when you go back to your, quote, normal lives?
Thank you. That's a very interesting question. Yes, it's absolutely changed us, I think. Like, okay, personally for me, it changed me in a good side, I think. I became stronger. Okay, the thing is that I'm studying journalism. I'm not scared of communication with someone. But to make such performance for such a big amount of people, first, our performance was really stressful, honestly.
And even
So,
not in our native language.
oh yes, yeah. The thing is that it's even not our native language, and I've experienced acting before, I've experienced dancing before, but I haven't experienced everything together before. So it was difficult. Yeah, like your brain is working all the time. It's moving. It's not the monkey with the thing, okay? It's like always some things. But it's very interesting, and like I feel like I'm much stronger. I'm much more open right now. I'm not scared of anything more. I could go wherever I want. I could go to hospital without my mom, and I wouldn't be scared. So yeah, it changed me, I think, a lot, and also like to see such different country from ours. It was very, very interesting experience as well.
Also, we all gained incredible people in our lives.
Oh yeah.
Because we have been in United States for 2 weeks already, and during these 2 weeks we have met so much incredible people.
Yes, that's true, and we love everybody.
Everyone.
Like, we met,
And,
you know, it's so incredible to see how people actually care about like Ukraine and Ukrainians, and how people do love each other. And even though we are really different, because like we grew up in different countries and with different like culture, etc. But the same, like we have a lot of in common, and one of these things is love to each other, and it's just incredible.
Yes, that's true. And we are so grateful to Trish, who, first of all, who brought up all of us together, and who got us to her friends, to meet them, to talk with them, to like get to know each other. And we're so grateful to Common Man for Ukraine, because all these people are wonderful, and we all love them all. And
Yeah, but
Sharing love.
I just have to interject a little. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But I have to say that Sophia and Taya have been involved with this project for 2 years.
oh yeah.
Because there is no way that I could have organized auditions on 2 university campuses, one in Warsaw and one in Kyiv. You know, I don't speak those languages. They set up the auditions. They send me a spreadsheet with the times I'm to appear on Zoom. You know, they sent out writing prompts so that we could get more stories to add into the letters that we had. And they organized these kids. Taya got her friends to give them lodging when they went to Warsaw. They had to go to Warsaw 3 times to get visas. It was very, very hard to get the visas, but they persevered. And we had a lot of help from Common Man for Ukraine to ultimately get them.
Let me tell you how hard it is to get a visa for Ukrainians who come to the U.S. in this day and age. These kids rode a bus from Kyiv to Warsaw, 20 hours one way, got denied, went back, waited a month, all kinds of help from our local congressional people, rode back 20 hours, got denied, intervened again with folks from Congress.
Can you talk closer to the mic, please?
And then on the third effort, got a chance to get the visas to be here. Yes? You want to shout? Go.
Yeah? But it's better with my
Yeah, it's better.
Hi, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for your performance.
Thank you.
I was born in Krakow in Poland, and this was, to see how my country was helping was one of the proudest moments of my life, to see how we are helping the Ukrainian people. My question is, would you ever consider doing what you're doing for high school students and even students who are younger? Because I think spreading the love, what you're doing, and letting people know about what you've gone through and what other children are going through in your country, and wartime, just like you said, the U.S. is far removed from that, but to bring that home to younger folks, I think would be really important. So just a consideration, maybe for, what would you think about that, doing it for high school students?
I don't know, we have to ask this Trish because...
And Common Man for Ukraine.
Yes, Common Man for Ukraine.
They're very eager to do whatever they can, I'm sure. We have 2 or 3 writing their diplomas this year. Who's finishing
Me and
up?
Dana.
Yeah. Yeah, they're finishing their diplomas. So they kindly gave up time this summer to come over and do this project. We'd have to figure it all out, but hey, where there's a will, there's a way.
I want to make a comment about Poland. They welcomed 6 million Ukrainian refugees when the war first started with open arms. They got Social Security, they were allowed to work there, they were welcomed into homes by the millions. And everything that we do, those monthly truck deliveries into Ukraine and the trauma counseling is all coordinated by Polish people, Polish truck drivers, and our dearest friend in Poland, Richard Wusen, who coordinates our trauma counseling retreats. So the Nobel Prize goes to Poland.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wondered if you have met any of the young people that wrote any of these letters. Have you performed for them?
Yes.
We met few of those people who wrote these letters. Some of them are children from the retreat camp, which was organized by incredible Common Man for Ukraine. And some of the lines, when Trish firstly sent us the script, we recognized some of the letters that we were translating, and it was incredible. I'm not sure if we ever met these kids, but we translated their letters, and we know that they wrote them. And some of phrases are from our friends, and yes, we met them, but unfortunately, they are not here with us today. Maybe we will show them, maybe don't. I mean, I don't know.
She's been waiting a while. Okay.
What actions do you feel are the most beneficial for Ukraine from ordinary citizens? Like, none of us have major resources, but what have you found most?
Can you speak closer to the mic, please?
Yes.
Because we can hear. Please, we can hear.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. What actions from ordinary citizens have you seen Ukraine find most helpful?
Oh, maybe it will be too rude to say, but I will say it, donations.
Yes.
Donations help us the most, of course. Yes, because like, of course, for people even abroad, it's not that much, but if like all of the people will, I don't know, for example, donate for $1, it will be already a lot for Ukraine, because we have a lot of things to help to widows who lost their husbands, or to children who lost their parents, or just to people who lost their houses, because it's really horrible. At one night you can lost everything you got. So like all the documents, money, flat, home, doesn't matter. You will lose everything, and that's, I think, the most helpful action from foreigners. And also, this could be, maybe for someone it's not that like something big, but spreading information. Not forgetting about that Ukraine like is still in a war, we're still fighting for our freedom. Just talking about it. Talking about this with someone who will help, with someone who will just not forget about it. So just not forget about it, talk about this, I don't know, report some information in Facebook, in Snapchat, in Instagram. This really, really help us. And of course, donations. Thank you.
Доброго вечора, я теж з України, дуже дякую.
Доброго вечора.
I will ask a question in English.
Yeah, sure.
Can you talk a little bit, how did you get into performance arts in Ukraine? And also, can you please talk about how performance arts and theater specifically has changed in Ukraine since the full-scale invasion? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I've been doing theater for a really long time, since 2018, and now it's 2025. And first I started just in my hometown in Chernivtsi. I found theater of young Chernivtsi people, and I went there and I just started doing some workshops there. We did trainings for actors, and then we put it on some plays. And actually this is the place where I met Dima, and then I met Taya. Yes. After that, when it was time to decide my future career, what I'm gonna do, who am I gonna be, I decided that, okay, acting is my passion. Acting, it's the thing that I'm best in. So I decided that why not? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go in university to become an actress and then pursue my career, and that's what I'm doing right now. I study acting in university, and actually theater since 2022 changed, really changed in some ways, because some plays are not going on right now in Ukrainian theaters. But a lot of theaters do really, really great job on working with Ukrainian playwrights on plays that were written by European playwrights. And thank you, goodbye. And we have, right now in Kyiv, we have theater for veterans. It's the place where veterans of the war can do acting and just lift some weight off their shoulders, and it's great because a lot of people right now are tight and they are afraid, but I feel like theater is helping so much people, because it's great, because you can express your feelings. You can, in this art, you can find your soulmate, person who will understand you and feel you. That's all.
We've got one last question. Okay.
Yeah, and then we got some cake. Yeah.
Cake is waiting, and the actors are going to be available, so if you don't get your question answered, please join us, have cake. Here's the last question.
I thank you all. I cried the whole time. My question is about the Ukrainian diaspora. Now, Ukrainian refugees are all over the world. So many people have been displaced. And I was wondering if, and you may not know this, are those people hoping to one day come back home?
As a person who lives in Poland currently, because I study there and Dana also, I would say that a lot of people who are staying in other countries, they really do want to come home and live in their own country and build their families in their own countries, grow up their future kids in Ukraine, to rebuild our country. We love Ukraine and we want to live there. And if not for the war, I would have been studying in Kyiv or in Kharkiv, which is my home city, and I love it very much. And really, really a lot of Ukrainians who I met abroad in Germany, in Poland, in Czech Republic, a lot of them want to come back to their families, because a lot of people just moved, and part of families stayed in Ukraine, like grandmothers, grandfathers, and they're separated. Parents, my parents are not with me in Poland, I'm living alone there. So families are being separated. And of course, a lot of people want to come back to their homes.
But the problem is that a lot of families just don't have a place where to go.
Yeah,
They
it's
don't
true.
have home anymore.
Like houses that have been destroyed in the beginning of February 2022.
Yeah, their whole
And
cities
they
can
do
be
it
destroyed.
now. They destroy our homes, our apartments, our cities, and some people, I don't know, like they need to move somewhere.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please come have cake, please.